Hello, it's Jim Hutchins for the Jerusalem Connection Spot Report for this week. I want to return to a subject that we've covered before on Spot Reports, and I think it's very important that we highlight this once again. And that has to do with a safe house movement that's really all across the world. We're a part of a network. If you'd like to know more about this, go to our website, thejerusalemconnection.us, and scroll down to the bottom of the home page. There's a link there to safe houses. I would invite your attention to that. One of our safe house sponsors has written to us. I won't say their name or where they're located, but they are recognizing, as many are, that things are getting worse. They're heating up. For example, they say the international community is gaining ground in their war against Israel. And joining them are nations and activists from around the world. According to the Israeli military intelligence, Israel is surrounded by 360 degrees, completely surrounded, with active enemies who presently have 170,000 missiles aimed at them. If there's ever a time to stand with and for Israel, it is now. They note that U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry recently warned Netanyahu that if peace talks failed by April 29th, there would be a deluge of boycotts and sanctions to delegitimize Israel. And I should just say, parenthetically, the Jerusalem Post carried this brief article regarding France, regarding a prayer, massive prayer brought thousands together at the Kotel on the Western Wall in prayers beseeching God to cancel the decrees of the U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry, whose peace plans would create an Arab capital in Jerusalem. The prayer rally, which was held under the title Prayer for the Redemption of the People of Israel and Their Portion. So, but regarding the boycotts that the Secretary of State seems to say are going to take place, they are taking place now. This wave of boycotts is spilling over from Europe to North America. Liberal church organizations in North America are starting to campaign to boycott products made in the settlements and by companies that operate in them. Israeli businessmen, artists, and academics are being refused by international agencies due to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. The American Studies Association, it's a group of liberal academics, passed a resolution to boycott Israeli universities. The American Public Health Association, that represents 30,000 doctors, nurses, and nurses' aides, tried to pass resolutions that Israel is harming the health of the Palestinians. That's the exact opposite is true. Palestinians are flooding to Israeli hospitals for treatment, and they have been for some time. In Hungary, on November 9, 2013, a scene was repeated that took place in 1938 in Nazi Germany. A cheering crowd paraded around in this night sky lit with the destruction of books and other manuscripts written by Jewish authors. That's duplicating the Kristallnacht that took place in November 1939. In France, a video taken on the eve of the International Holocaust Remembrance Day, that was the 27th of January, shows masses of French protesters marching down a Paris thoroughfare chanting openly anti-Semitic slogans and calling on Jews to get out of France. Chants included, "Jews, France is not yours." "Jews out of France." And the story of the gas chambers is bull blank. At one point, in a show of raw, seething hatred, the crowd simply spits out the word Jew, Jew, Jew. Many are convinced that the root of Israeli-Palestinian conflict is the settlements. The fact is that since Israel gained its independence in 1948 until 1967, the West Bank, Judea and Samaria, was in Jordanian hands and Gaza was in Egyptian hands. And during this time, there was not one settlement, yet the Palestinians still sought Israel's destruction. The fact is that settlements are not the real issue. Only 2% of the Israeli population lives in the settlements, but they're blamed for 100% of the problems. And then finally they suggest clear the hour of Israel is critical. The resurgence of anti-Semitism at its highest peak since World War II. For such a time as this, it is time for the Esthers of today to arise and defend the apple of God's eye. It is time to pray, support, and be active in the support of Israel and the Jewish people. I think for those who are interested in the safe houses, I think there's a passage of Scripture that kind of gives us our marching orders. It's from Isaiah chapter 62, where God says, for Zion's sake, or the prophet Isaiah says, for Zion's sake I will not keep silent. For Jerusalem's sake I will not remain quiet, until her righteousness shines out like the dawn and her salvation like a blazing torch. And then God says in verse 6, I have posted watchmen on your walls, O Jerusalem, and they'll never be silent day or night. You who call upon the Lord, give yourselves no rest, and give him no rest until he establishes Jerusalem and makes her a praise, the praise in all the earth. That's something I think God is calling many people to do. We're a part of that. And if you desire to be a part of that, go to our website, jerusalemconnection.us. Scroll down to the bottom, hit the link, Safe Houses, and they'll tell you how you can be a part of it. God bless you. And I would say that God is still blessing those who bless Israel and the Jewish people. Till next week, Od Ki Yavo Shiloh. Until Messiah comes, Yivarech Yahweh. God bless you and yours.